How do you tell the difference between a Keris Kodi and a Keris original? Keep watching to find out more.
Do I need to powder my nose or something? Good, do I look good?
And okay, hi guys, and welcome to today's video. I hope you are all in good health and positive spirit always. If we are meeting for the first time, my name is Khairi Johari, better known as Pak JoFe, the Keris Collector from Singapore, and you are watching the Keris Collector Show. If you want to find out more about me and what this channel is all about, check out this channel's intro video right here. Today, I'm answering a question posted by JetKai11. Salam Pak JoFe, nice video for a newbie like me to do references. Really appreciate and enjoy it. I have a question how to differentiate between Keris Kodi and Keris original in terms of new Keris. And if so, how to identify it? Thanks in advance for the answer. Thank you JetKai11 for your question. This is a very interesting topic for an extended discourse, but I will try my best to explain it in the least technical manner as possible. Okay, when it comes to Kerises, in my previous videos, I have mentioned it a bit about them. I would define and classify Keris quality into three distinct class categories: a traditional class, a Kodi class, and a souvenir class. Let's get into it right now. Traditional class, as the name suggests, are Kerises produced the traditional way from day zero, beginning with a selection of quality raw materials to production of the base billet to the shaping of the blade details and finally the crafting of its fittings. Focus is on deep appreciation of esoteric values or purely for its exoteric aesthetics, but in most cases it is a combination of both. Traditional class Kerises are made by established empus or pengrajins who have reached the highest level of perfection in their Keris crafting. A recognized pengrajin is usually an apprentice to an empu, but has yet to establish a reputation for himself as an admirable Keris empu yet. A traditionally made Keris focuses more on attention to details and strict adherence to pakem specifications. Any deviation from classic and traditional design specifications are usually frowned against, unless it is by request or declaration as a contemporary modern creation. Meaning, it has been declared, documented, and accepted by a body of recognized empus and esteemed collectors as a new creation. Hence, traditional made Kerises are a more sought after trophy by serious collectors. Aside from its guaranteed functional use as a weapon, but also worth as a piece of art that warrants itself as a heirloom quality status. You see, the art of the Keris is not only saturated in tradition, but philosophy as well. Philosophy is derived from inherited social knowledge acquired through observation and oral traditions. And within that schema resides wisdom concealed beautifully through artistic expression. It is a reflection of a language that can be translated and appreciated by the subconscious, or rather the soul. Understanding of pakem Keris goes beyond mathematical calculations in proportions and balance. Incepted within are a set of value systems that defines our place in the universe. Also, a traditional class of Kerises are time-consuming to produce, as each aspect of production is started meticulously from scratch. Ready-do empus use readily available billets that can be immediately shaped and fashioned into a Keris blade. Hence, one of the reasons for a longer waiting time and higher starting price point. This also explains why rarely do Kerises produced by the same empu can be produced at a consistent, uniform quality. Each piece produced will turn out different with each commissioned production, even if the steps are replicated and material used are the same. This somewhat gives it a unique character to each Keris produced, hence the reason why no two Kerises are ever the same, even if it is made by the same empu. No doubt there will not be any deviation to pakem specifications. In case I forgot to define the word pakem, basically it is a set of design specifications that define a keris type and style, accurate down to its measurement dimensions, angle of the looks, point of balance, and ricikan details. With regards to price point, as a rule of thumb, when it comes to new productions, a piece made by an established empu will usually start off at a higher price point. But having said that, pricing should not be the only measurement criteria to conclude if a keris is indeed original and produced in the traditional sense. Understanding of traditional pakem, which is the design specifications, is also vital. Next is the Kodi class of kerises. By definition, Kodi translates simply as something that is produced with consistency in mass. Mass production kerises that are produced from readily available stock billets. These are mostly done by pengrajins fresh out of institutions that teach basic craftsmanship and most likely needed more hands-on practice to further improve their skills. Personally, I feel this is a good start to refine their skills at crafting the ricikan details. Now, do not get me wrong, I am not saying that Kodi class pieces are bad, but it addresses the issue of affordability. Without a doubt, if a traditional class of keris is placed side by side against a Kodi class keris, the winner would be obvious. From presentation to pakem design specifications to aesthetics and price, the Kodi class keris falls short, hands down. From materials used to the forging techniques to the price, a Kodi class is unlikely able to match a traditional class keris blade. If you are starting out as a new enthusiast into this hobby and you would like to have a feel of handling a keris, a Kodi class keris will be a good start. But fair warning, you have to educate yourself and others around you that what you have is a Kodi class keris, and this should prepare you for future upgrades to your collection. Once you personally experience the difference between a traditionally made keris and that of a Kodi, you will definitely lean towards a traditionally made kerises in the future. However, fair warning, it becomes offensive when Kodi class blades are sold under the guise of a traditional class of keris and misrepresented as being made by a reputable empu. That is downright cheating, and the easiest and most obvious giveaway would be material and presentation of pakem aesthetics. If you dive deeper, the dimensions, the weight, down to the minute point of balance, Kodi class blades are way off from their original specifications. Hence, why it is most unwise to simply commission a production of a duplicate blade with references from photos of authentic collections. Reason being, the keris is produced by way of pakem. Simply put, mathematical proportions whereby the end equation always results in a balanced value. Also, the philosophy involved. Ricikan details are there and in the form it is supposed to be for a reason. The only way to grasp this concept is under the tutelage of an empu. The keris is not a product of accident. It is a compilation of knowledge gathered, practiced, and handed down for generations. Hence, it is highly improper that one simply picks up this craft through trial and error. The third is the souvenir class of kerises, for whom the targeted customers are tourists and novelty hunters. This class of kerises falls somewhere between the Kodi class and traditional class. Most souvenir class of kerises attempt to emulate and outdo the presentation of a traditional keris, but oftentimes tend to compromise on craftsmanship and even poorer in quality compared to a Kodi class blade. The key differences of souvenir class of blades, these usually are shaped and formed haphazardly from recycled plate materials like tin plates or oil drums and shaped to that of a appearance of a wavy blade. completely disregarding traditional specifications and lackluster in terms of quality and pakem aesthetics. So to conclude, I hope I have answered your question, JetKai11. There is no shame in collecting Kodi class blades provided you pay for it fairly. But in the long run, do evolve and upgrade yourself to collecting higher quality traditional examples. It is undeniable that even back in the past, Kodi class blades have been in existence and eventually over time achieve an antique status. But once you understood the importance of material, pakem specifications, aesthetics, you will understand why a Kodi will always remain a Kodi despite of its age. Likewise, a modern Kodi production today will still be a Kodi production years from now. Once you have exposed yourself to numerous examples, you will be able to identify and differentiate a traditional class of Keris to a Kodi class Keris and a souvenir class Keris. What I have presented in this video is, of course, my conclusion from my experience and observations. There are various debates out there with regards to this discussion, definitely more alternative and differing opinions. Feel free to pick and choose which proposition makes more sense to you. As I have mentioned in my earlier videos, this hobby of collecting is a personal journey. Folks like me can only offer my opinion from my experience. We merely show you a door. But ultimately, it is you, the next generation of collectors, who must walk through that door and experience for yourself what lies beyond it. That is all for today's video. Thank you for watching till the end. I hope this video adds value to you and may you learn something new and useful from watching this. I look forward to reading your feedback in the comment section, so please feel free to leave me your comments and I will personally reply to you. If you like what you have watched today, please share with me your support by clicking the like, subscribe and bell notification icon. Until we meet in my next video, this is Khairi Johari, better known as Pak JoFe, the Keris Collector from Singapore, snapping out. See you in my next video. Bye bye.